if there's anything else you require, just call reception.
I'm sure I'll think of something.
You can stop that right now.
How's it going with Daniel?
Now that is none of your business.
You're going to leave me here, aren't you?
Clever boy. Swear you won't tell.
I swear.
He raped me.
I've been waiting for you a long time. All my life.
I want to report a crime. It was me. I started that fire.
He's only just come out of prison after nearly 20 years. He's still on licence. Something like this is going to get him sent straight back inside. You have to speak up for him, Mr. Woodson. Tell him he ain't been himself lately.
How so?
He's dead quiet. He hardly sleeps. He don't look me in the eye like he used to.
Do you think your father could have started the fire?
It was arson that got him sent away before, but the truth is I don't know what he's capable of. I'm only just getting to know him. I was 4 when he was sent away. My mum told me he'd died. I didn't question it. I didn't remember much about him. When my mum passed away last year, I found this letter in with her stuff. I was meant to open it when I was 18. He says how sorry he was for what he'd done, how much he missed seeing me grow up, how he hoped he could get to know me again one day. So I started prison visits about 8 months ago. He's been living with me and my husband since he got out, just till he can find a job and settle somewhere. It's been nice. We were getting on. I really thought he wanted to put the past behind him. That's why I don't understand why he'd do this.
Where are you off to?
Police station?
Really? Well, Vivian didn't have you down for today.
Maybe it slipped her mind.
Well, it's not like her.
Where is Vivian today?
She's dealing with a personal matter.
Personal matter? She called in sick this morning.
That's all I know. Sorry.
I thought you might like some water. Thank you. You okay? Would you like to go somewhere more comfortable?
Let's just get on with it.
Okay, this is Officer Glenn. She's just here as a witness. It's an informal interview. We're not recording it, so you can take a break at any time. Right, I'm going to ask you this first because if it gets to court, I'm afraid it will come up. Recently, you failed to identify Lee Parker in a lineup, and you've come here today to change your original statement. Can you explain why?
At the time of the lineup, I wasn't ready to face what happened to me. I know I was wrong to make a false statement. And when I saw him, and knowing it could happen again.
Okay. Can you tell me in as much detail as possible what happened when you returned home on the night of June the 16th?
So let's go over the details. The fire was started in the early hours of Sunday morning, so what were you doing in the time leading up to that?
How's Lisa taking all this?
Mr. Harrington, I need you to focus. If you can't put over your side of the story, I can't defend you.
Who says I want you to?
You don't want a defence or you don't want me?
I don't want anything. I'm guilty.
Well, you're free to choose another brief, but you should know the next one's just going to ask you all the same questions.
Look, I already told the police everything. I torched the place. End of story.
go back to Saturday evening. Where were you?
At home. We had dinner in front of the TV as usual. I decided to go for a walk. I walked around for a couple of hours. I wasn't going anywhere in particular. I just ended up there.
What happened then?
I saw the old warehouse. I saw it was derelict. Something just came over me.
How do you mean?
Just this feeling. Like an urge, I don't know. It's hard to describe.
Try.
Like all this tension had nowhere to go. I just needed to touch something to get rid of it.
Did it?
Yeah.
You must have rubbed shoulders with all sorts over the years. Murderers, rapists, arsonists. You must have heard some stories.
What are you getting at?
I read your file. In 1988, you set fire to a house, killing the man your wife was about to leave you for. That wasn't pyromania, that was revenge.
But the house was supposed to have been empty. I torched the place because he was loaded and she was only after him for his money. Don't you think I regret taking a life?
I didn't say that.
No, but you thought it, didn't you?
I said, what was the real reason you set fire to the warehouse?
I told you I needed to see something burn.
I knew something was wrong the moment I walked in. I saw something move out of the corner of my eye. He was standing in the lounge. The room was ransacked. I wasn't thinking. I started shouting, asking him what he was doing there. He just stared at me. That's when I turned and saw the other one coming at me. He had a knife.
Can you tell me what happened next?
The one with the knife looked younger, but he was in charge. What do you want? There's no money in the house. I've got some money in my purse.
Get it. You think that's enough to make us go away?
No, of course not. These are my car keys. My car's parked outside. You can take it.
We'll take whatever we want.
Right, maybe we should just take the car.
Shut your mouth! And what did I say about using my name, Lee? Sorry about my brother. He's a bit thick in the head. Not that it matters what you know about us. After I'm done with you, you're not gonna blab to anyone.
Looks like you proved him wrong.
Get a squad car to pick up Ryan Parker straight away.
Vivian, do you want to take 5 minutes before we carry on?
No. Let's just keep going.
This interview is being tape recorded. The date is the 26th of August 2008 and the time is 12:23 p.m. We're at Leatherbridge Police Station in interview room 2. My name's DC Stevenson of Leatherbridge CID. Can you give your name and date of birth for the tape, please?
Sydney Harrington, 23rd of April 1963.
Also present is your legal representative, Mr. Ronnie Woodson. Now, I understand you came into the police station at 8:15 this morning in order to turn yourself in for criminal damage. Specifically, arson on a disused warehouse not far from your daughter's residence where you've been staying. Can you confirm this?
Yes.
Sid,
You're confirming you confessed?
I need a moment to confer with my client.
Yes, I confess.
Excuse me, can we stop the tape, please?
Don't. I burned down the warehouse.
Detective. Wait.
You got your work cut out with this one?
Yeah, well, we'll see. What have you got on him?
Other than his confession?
I meant what evidence?
Nice try.
No, I just don't think he's being straight with us.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you?
Well, you've heard him. He's not clear on the details.
He gives a time, a place, and a motive.
Oh, yeah, pyromania. There's nothing in his psych profile to back that up.
Tell that to the man he burned alive. Now, if you don't mind.
So you felt that Ryan was the one in charge, Lee being the weaker of the two.
That was clear from the start.
And at this point, you just assumed they were there to rob the house?
Yes.
When did it get violent?
After they argued. It seemed Ryan felt as if Lee wanted to back out. He pulled me to my feet and tried to drag me towards the stairs, but I resisted. I didn't plead with him. I just refused to go. That's when he threatened to cut my throat. They forced me up the stairs. They took me into the bedroom.
Do you want to stop?
Ryan pushed me onto the bed.
Take your jacket off.
Lee was my only hope. He could have stopped him, but he held me down. Ryan had the knife in his hand all the time. He shouted at me to scream, but I wouldn't even when he was slashing my arm. After it was over, they started arguing, but I wasn't listening. Then Ryan said something about not wanting to look at me and pushed me onto the floor. I couldn't move. Even after they'd gone.
Excuse the mess in here. I was just doing my ironing.
No, please, don't worry. I cleared it with Sid to ask you a few more questions, if you don't mind.
No, of course not. Sorry.
Thank you, Mrs. Weller. Could you tell me a bit more about your father's recent state of mind? You mentioned he was a bit out of sorts or depressed, maybe.
He's been trying to get a factory job, but I don't think it's been going very well. He always seems really down when he comes back from the interviews. I've tried talking to him about it, but he just clams up. And he's been going out less and less, which is worrying, especially for me.
Why?
I don't mind him not working for a bit. I mean, we can manage. It's just, when he hangs around the house all day, he acts a bit...
A bit?
He turns all the lights on and closes the curtains during the day. And he puts the radio and the telly on at the same time, really loud.
The news coverage about the warehouse fire, do you think your father could have seen that?
Yeah, we were sitting right here when it come on last night.
Right, what was his reaction? Did he say anything?
No, he just said he was tired and went to bed. That's how a guilty man would act, isn't it, Mr. Woodson?
I might not have been guilt. Thank you. You've been a great help. Don't worry about getting up. I can see myself out.
When you get in there, just remember to breathe deeply and try to relax. Take your time. Even if you think you're sure, there's no need to say right away. Nerves or a trick of the light can throw people. I've seen it happen. So take as long as you need to consider each and every face. This is your opportunity to set things right, Vivian. To take back some of the power he took from you.
Number 4. I'm sure.
Remember, you're under curfew and you're not to leave Leatherbridge.
It's fine by me. The only place I'm going's home.
Well, I was thinking we could take a walk.
A walk?
Yeah, there's a park over there.
No. I think I'll crack on.
Come on, the fresh air will do you good.
Look, I'm not really one for strolling around, all right?
Except on Saturday night.
Fine. We'll go for a walk if that's important to you.
We've charged them both with rape and burglary. And you can rest assured they'll remain in custody until the trial. You're doing a very brave thing, Vivian.
But is it worth it? It's down to me now to relive it all publicly. To endure my friends, my colleagues looking at me differently from now on. And after all that, there's only a slim chance we'll get a conviction.
I know it seems hopeless right now, but I'm positive we can build a good, solid case against them.
How? Even with DNA evidence, men get away with it. We haven't even got that on our side.
Well, we have you. Look, while we're on the subject, I know it's too late for any physical evidence, but have you thought about getting yourself tested? I'm sorry, Vivian, but just for your own peace of mind. I can arrange for someone to see you at the GU clinic. Is later today a good time?
Is it ever?
I suppose you must have missed the smell of fresh cut grass when you were inside, and open spaces and sun on your skin.
Look, I should be getting home.
What's your hurry?
Lisa will want to know I've been let out.
You might want to make the most of this. Who knows how long they'll lock you up for this time.
Look, I know you think I should have taken your advice, but...
Oh, I'm working for you, Sid. However you want to plead is completely up to you. Look at that sky. Nothing above us for miles and miles. Makes you want to fall into it.
Look, I have to go.
It scares you, doesn't it? Sid! Ronnie Woodson. Yes. Yeah, all right, I'll be right down. Yeah.
Dad? Let you out?
Just on bail.
Are they charging you?
Probably.
Is that all you've got to say? I've been going out of my mind here. I need to know why you've done this.
I don't know.
That's not an answer. I don't understand any of this. Not the fire, the confession, not any of it. Why risk everything?
Because I'm sick, I'm weak, and I'm screwed up. What do you want from me, Lisa?
Two teenage boys filmed themselves setting fire to the warehouse to show their mates at school. A teacher confiscated the phone and then handed it over to us.
So Sid's in the clear?
I didn't say that.
You just said he's innocent.
Of this. Wasting police time's another matter.
Oh, come on, you're not serious.
I've got better things to do with my time than taking false statements from your clients, Mr. Woodson. Especially ones like Sidney Harrington. He's on licence. I'm going to make sure he gets what's coming to him.
That was a cry for help. The man made a mistake.
I'll tell you what's a mistake. Letting people like him out in the first place. He belongs in jail.
Jimmy will be here in a minute to drive you to the clinic.
Thank you.
I'll see you soon.
I've got you.
I'm sorry. Oh.
It's all right, here. You all right?
What came over me? I'm fine.
Are you here with anyone? Do you want me to call someone for you?
Just sit with me for a moment.
Of course.
I always thought you were a good man. I'm glad things worked out with you and Dr. Woodson.
Thank you. So am I. Are you sure you're all right?
Oh,
She took a funny turn.
it's nothing. I skipped lunch. I should have known better. Thank you, Mr. Woodson. I'm feeling much better.
Okay.
Maybe it's not such a good idea going to the clinic. You've been through enough today.
I'll be fine.
I could always reschedule.
No. I've left it long enough. I've got to know I'm still clean.
I'm glad you're here. It's been like that since he got back. Have they charged him yet?
Oh, it's good news, Mrs. Willow.
Daddy says it's good news. Dad.
I think you'll be pleased to know that they've decided not to take any further action against you.
That's wonderful. That's just wonderful, Mr. Woodson. Thank you. But I don't understand. How did you manage to get him off?
But two teenage boys were responsible for the fire. They videoed themselves doing it. They've made full confessions.
You told me you did it. You told the police you did it. Why? It's like, were you trying to get sent back to prison?
Yes. I want to go back.
What about me?
Go on, go and talk to her.
I can't.
Yes, you can. Just tell her how much prison affected you, how scared you've been.
It's too late. I've messed everything up. Lisa.
Don't. You'd rather be locked up than be with me.
That's not true.
How else would you explain it? Trusting you was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Everyone said I was mad, but I wouldn't listen. Maybe this is why my mum didn't give me a letter. Because she knew you'd hurt me. Maybe she should have taken a leaf out of your book and burned it.
Lisa, I think there's something you need to understand. Sometimes when people have been in prison for a long time, they become institutionalized. But then when they're released, they struggle to adjust to life on the outside. Prisons are noisy places. They're overcrowded, overlit, violent. And then after years of that, overnight a prisoner can find himself somewhere like this.
It feels like you're going mad. It's too quiet to sleep. All I can hear is the sound of my own teeth grinding. And the voice inside me head telling me to give up.
You should have said. I could have helped.
You've done too much for me already. I know I'm in the way.
You're not in the way.
I wanted to pay my own way. But I keep screwing up the job interviews.
You don't have to pay us anything. You're my dad.
I'm so sorry.
Are you ready?
It's cactus.
You all right?
Yeah? So what would I do if I couldn't see this one every day? And you?
Never have to find out.
I saw Vivian today at the station.
Really? How long is that burglary thing going to go on? It's not like they took very much. That would be why she phoned in sick this morning. It's getting a bit embarrassing.
She wasn't very well, really. She's had a bit of a dizzy spell.
Yeah, she all right?
I don't know. She seemed a bit unsettled.
Sure she's fine. How do you mean unsettled?
I don't know. She just seemed different. She was nice to me.
Ava says you did brilliantly today.
Thank you. I have my moments.
Do you want me to stay?
That won't be necessary.
Well, it's no problem. Eva would understand if you didn't want to be alone tonight of all nights.
That's kind, thank you, but I'm perfectly happy with my new burglar alarm.
Well, how are you for food? Because I could nip to the supermarket.
I'm well stocked up now. Stop fussing.
If you change your mind.
Good night, Dr. Clay.
Good night. Well, that's why we call it a sick bay.
What's your business with Miss Parsons?
It's personal.
I don't think so.
Well, thank you very much for your help.
If you have been affected by any of the issues in today's Doctors and would like to talk to someone, call the BBC Action Line on 08000 565 450. Calls are free and confidential, and the lines are open every day from 7:30 in the morning until midnight. Coming next today here on BBC1 Scotland, it's Diagnosis Murder.